Now I'm sweaty.
I love you, man.
Okay. There's more. We still have the ball. Okay, so let's all watch the ball make its final ascent to the top to Dawn's new life. Help us count down. You all have some confetti. I'm pretty sure you all have some confetti, yeah? So as the ball reaches the top, use your confetti. We'll shower Dawn with some best wishes and congratulations. As it gets to the top after the countdown, would you please shout out with your confetti, Happy New Life to Dawn. So are we ready for the countdown? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not a lot of that confetti reached Dawn. Hey, workman's comp tapes out there with poor shoulders?
So Dawn, I think I'm going to take it up here. We'll get some milk done. Give you a chair, make this easy on you.
Put it right there.
You want to face that way, I think, this time. You've been very cooperative, I appreciate it. Before we go on, I need to make a special thanks to all of our performers. We had 23, 24 people involved tonight, and they were all great. Yes. And I'd like to show my appreciation to some people in the back that were in the background. They're in the program also. So we had a stage manager tonight, which was
Garrett.
We have sound and lighting, which is Cody.
Right there,
We have the graphics person, Laura. She did all the graphics from invitation to the program.
Those programs are fantastic.
Janelle helped us with certain things coming up, so thank you, Janelle. Jan was in the back with costumes and makeup. And so now, two people in particular have put in many, many long hours on this, hours outside of Kilroy. This week, they breathed and lived this production with me, and it wouldn't have happened without them. They are awesome. And so I have gift certificates for them, and it's a gift certificate to Dawn's favorite toy store, Orchard Supply Hardware.
Okay.
So Kendra Schmidt, our co-chair, wherever you are, Kendra Schmidt. Please take a bow. Rob Taylor. And then I wrote a little heartfelt something on one of the back pages of the program to my husband, the musical genius behind all this. He gets to go to the toy store too. Okay, so at this point, we have a series of things we would like to do for Dawn, and we're going to start with Rob.
I'll take this. Excuse me, let me get on the list. This is too hard to do from just my memory. I am so proud to present this honor not only to my father, but those who made Kilroy what it is today. I have a special tribute to the people of Kilroy.
No, that's not a gift for everybody.
It's not a gift for everyone, but it is something that I think that really honors the memory of the people who really spent their life with Kilroy and eventually ended their career with Kilroy because of the fact of the history and the love of Kilroy. This is the Dawn Cup. Yeah, please.
Wow.
And these are the names of the people who have spent over 20 years with Kilroy and retired with Kilroy. I'd like to start with Vince Navarra from 1958 to 1994. Clay Dove, who started in 1958 and ended in 1979. Vic Ortega, 1960 to 1988. George Harai, 1971 to 1991. Carl Pedersen, 1976 to 1995. The great Shirley Brown, from 1989 to 2009. And of course, one of our honored attendees, Ron Hendry, 1992 to 2013. These people believed in Kilroy, and Kilroy believed in them. They also believed in passing on the Kilroy way, family. There are so many more that are going to follow, and we can only hope that they pass on the same knowledge and love to the next generation of Kilroy. And the Kilroy way. Thank you, Don, my dad, for giving Kilroy the feel of family, love, and knowledge, and for those in the future that will do the same, that will grace this cup. Thank you so much. This will be at an honored place in Kilroy for all to see. And I hope all of you speak their names, because there's a saying that if a name is spoken, they never die. And this is a tribute to those people. Thank you again.
All right, so when we began this planning of a party, we thought, what are we going to give for favors, right? So we thought, well, I said, what about a shirt? We have a shirt because we have Prince, that creates all our prints, for Phil Olivari. And then we thought, well, what about one for Don? So tonight, his family will receive a shirt. All the Kilroy employees will receive theirs on the monthly meeting. But I want to show you what Don's shirt looks like. So I'm going to name off the shirts and then I'm going to hand them to Rob because I don't really know who all his family is. So I have some for Don. I guess I could give that one to him. The next one is for Doug. The next one is for Holly. Katie. Mikey. Glenn. Mary. Chris.
You're good.
Ben. And I already gave Pam's to Dawn. So Pam.
About this time last year, our general manager, Mike Flowers, left us to go to Oklahoma. He still works for us. He went from general manager to termite sales manager and works remotely. And it's very cool. It's working out really well. But at that time, he left his position on our staff as number 22. So, in honor of his almost 2 decades at Kilroy, we retired the number 22. Never to be given to another technician in the future of Kilroy. It's the first time we've ever done that. So now a year later, we have the opportunity to retire another number. So tonight, we're going to retire number 25, never to be used again. It'll be officially hanging on a banner in the Kilroy conference room, the Hive. Would you hold this, Don? One more.
Yes, we have one more presentation, but first of all, you know, there's something that Don alluded to that's very special about Kilroy. I'm sure all of you work for different companies, and there's just something unique about it. And like Don said, it started with Phil and Norma, and it continues with Lynn. She put all this together. She was the heart and the soul of this group. Kilroy is a family, it always has been, and everyone here is a part of it, in one way or another. Dawn, the final presentation we have here for you is, you heard Prince sing about it, the Little Red Ranger, okay? Sport number 25. Here are the keys and the pink slip to that, Dawn. Thank you so much for all you have done for Kilroy Pest Control. Very special man right here. Okay, Don, there's, you can still be seated. There are a couple of people I know that want to say a few things about you, some personal notes. I believe your daughter Katie is going to lead the way here.
Oh, good. Right when I'm crying.
Right while you're crying, they're real tears, they're real emotion, they're real love, you know?
I am my father's daughter.
There you are.
Yes.
And not saying who's the special favorite kid, right? We're not going there.
Favorite daughter for sure.
I gotta pull out my notes, hang on. I'm not a good public speaker. Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katie and I am Dawn's youngest and only daughter. Being part of the Kilroy family has always been a special part of our family. Yeah, I know. My youngest memories of my dad working was before I got into school. It was a special occasion for my mom and I to go to meet my dad for lunch while he was out working. Meeting him in Saratoga to eat hot dogs at a little hot dog cart was his favorite. Dad, do you remember the name of the hot dog cart? Harold's Hot Dogs.
Yeah, I've still got the card.
My mom still has the frequent buyer's card, and they haven't been open for 20 years at least. Because they were so good. Sorry, I'm shaking. Although the company picnics were always such a memory for us, and that's thanks to Lynn. You know how to party. When my brothers Ben and Rob were old enough, they got to start working with my dad during the winter's tree trimming on the weekends. And when they got older, they got to help out in the summers, pulling hose for my dad for Kilroy. As a little sister, I was always jealous of my brothers. And when I could, I followed in their footsteps, wanting to help Dad with tree trimming and with Kilroy. We always had so much fun and made so many memories.
Closer to the mic.
From our daily routine, getting to the shop dressed like my dad in one of his work shirts, saying hi to all the girls in the office. Hi, girls. Making sure I grabbed a cookie. Going out into the shop saying hi to all the guys. Hi, guys. Filling up the tanks, making sure that the truck was clean, making sure that all of our stops were in order, making sure that we had all that we needed for the day, and then we were off. We had our favorite regular customers, the house with the whole backyard set up as a mini train town. Our favorite dogs, the Great Dane monsters, Cronus and Lucy. Our daily stop at 7-Eleven for a super big gulp, Mountain Dew and lemonade. Perfect thing for a hot summer day. Rocking out in the truck to K-Fox like we were rock stars. Drumming and guitaring as much as we possibly can. The crazy stuff that happened on the job. Dad, do you remember the summer of the frog outbreak? Every pool we went to had frogs in it. I love frogs. Hey, Dad, beware of the quail. Beware of the quail. The quail. Oh, no, you've forgotten? The quail? The water spigot? Oh, God, yeah, the quail. He broke a water spigot. Yeah, it was not good. I heard stories, but every time I saw a quail, it was, hey, Katie, beware of the quail. And every time I could, I would pick a miniature rose and put it in his hat or his shirt. And all of his customers loved it when they'd show up, and he would show up with a flower. There is so much more, but I'll stop there. Thank you to Kilroy for allowing my dad to have all of his kids help out during the summers. And thank you, Dad, for taking us by your side and passing on all of your great traits and all of your perfect work ethics. We love you all, and you couldn't deserve it more.
Is there anyone else who has a word or two or comment? Lynn can bring the mic to you. Don't be shy. I know Doug with the dulcet tones of this broadcasting voice.
I kind of would like to say
Oh,
something.
Pam would like to say something.
I'm a big mouth.
Okay, well, you say it.
You don't need the mic.
I probably don't need the mic. I have been married to this man since 1970. I fell in love with him in 1968, and I have never looked at another man since. He knows how much I hate bugs, and he did not take this job to save me from those bugs, but he did take this job because he knew he was going to love working outdoors. He was offered a job at the water department in Oakland at the same time that his uncle introduced him to this wonderful man, Phil Olivari. And Phil offered Don a job within a week. He didn't have any positions open when Jack, his uncle, took him over to meet Phil. But somehow or another, he made it so that Don could join this organization. Don had long hair. He was out of the service for a little over a year. He did not want to ever cut his hair again. He had spent 4 years in the Air Force with him shoving that hair under his hat so that he could have long on top, short on the sides. My kids carried that to an extreme. When they were in high school, they had it long in the top and nothing on the sides, and the hair went down to the back. Don is so thankful for this job and for all of you, every friend, all of the guys he's worked with, all of the people he's trained, all the fun he's had, and he has fun everywhere he goes. But he loves you all, and so do I. So does my whole family. Kilroy has made us the family that we are. And I know it's hard to think of that, but they really have. We lost a house to a fire and they stood by us. We have gone through thick and thin, and I mean really hard times and good times. And Kilroy has done everything to stand by us. I've never known a company like this ever, and I don't think anyone here has ever been involved with another company that has given as much to its employees as Kilroy has. We have had cruises, we've had trips that we've taken to Disneyland, but each one of them were family building. They were team building, but they were family building. And every one of you who are now in that family have struck gold. And we will never leave this family. Every party, everything we're ever invited to, we will show up because we love you so much, and you are part of our lives until we take our last breath.
You know, I'm going to drag him kicking and screaming if I have to.
Yes. So, Don isn't leaving forever. He's just leaving until I've drug him around the country. Then he'll come back, and he'll go down to the office, and he'll hang out with you guys. And then he'll come home and take his nap and hang out with me. But we'll think of you all the time. And especially when we're traveling, eating lobster and me. That's our first plan, hopefully. Anyway, thank you.
Are there any more comments at all you want us to make? Yes, sir. Let me come back out here. Hopefully Andrew's fine wireless mic will extend all this way back to Mr. Mark Stutfloden. Mark is, he's had an illustrious career with Kilroy as well. You'd always find Mark in the office, first thing with a cup of coffee, and usually drawing some funny cartoon that was pertinent to the day to lift everybody's spirit. Mark?
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. First of all, I want to thank Don, because the last years I was with Kilroy, and the reason why I retired is because of my lung problems. And Don would go out and help me with my route. And we had a lot of laughs. But my most favorite memory is we were doing a warehouse for rats. And we're walking around, and we noticed they had a professional scale in the building. And so after we'd done, we thought we'd weigh ourselves to see what we really weighed. And the reason why I remember this so well, because I didn't know this, but for the last time in my life, I'd weigh 179 pounds. I've never been that low before. I've gone up. But Don got on the scale, the needle didn't move. I don't know what his secret is to have that beautiful, still girlish figure he has. But I thank you, Don, for helping me so much.
All right, anybody else here? I'm looking around, am I missing someone? Oh, Rob, of course. The reason, the way he keeps his tummy so trim is that he eats continually. It smells like a deli in our office. As Don's warming up something new from home, and it just keeps his metabolism going, I guess. All right, Rob's, I think, going to do a bit more here. He's got a few more stories. So, Dawn, you want to come here one more time, put the light on, and get this right next to your mouth.
Hey guys, I also kind of wanted to share a memory with my father. As my sister was saying, all of us has had the privilege of working with my father, and from as young as we could possibly do it. One of my first jobs for my father was doing tree trimming for his customers in the wintertime, which was always the hardest part of the season because things just aren't active in the wintertime. But every time that we would go out to work with him, it was always a learning experience. And he'd always refer this as the good shit. Sorry for the cussing. But it was always something that he always stressed to us. And it's not only the good stuff, but it's what you give that's the good stuff. When we lost our home in the fire in 1980, when we came back from Arizona, it completely wiped us out. We had literally the clothes that were in a suitcase, and we had to live in a motel for about 8 months. A month?
Yes.
It seemed a lot longer than that, I guess.
He was 6.
But it was Phil who made sure that we as a family were taken care of. But not only that, it was my father's customers that helped us. And it was because my father really tried to make everyone believe, not only the people that he worked with, but the people that he serviced, that they were family. And that makes all the difference in the world when you make yourself invaluable. And I appreciate that so much. And I think that's what made us strong as a family and strong as individuals. But one of my favorite stories that I would like to tell is when I was working in the Willow Glen route. Some of you guys have heard this story. I was servicing one of my customers, and my father was doing a ride-along with me. And we pull up to this job, and my customer was standing out front. And she pointed out this beetle that was on a wall, and it was beautiful, huge. It was like an Egyptian scarab with all these blues and greens and purples. And my father goes up, gently puts his hand to the wall, and it crawls on his hand. And so he starts playing with it and talking to the customer and stuff, and we're just in awe of this beautiful, beautiful insect. Some people might not think that, but it was beautiful. And so as we're talking and stuff, all of a sudden it just lifts off into the air. And there was a park that was right in front of my house, and there was these beautiful redwood trees. And we're watching it go up to the top of this redwood tree, and this huge black crow came down and snatched that sucker right out of the sky. It was probably the most tastiest insect that bird had ever had, because the sucker had to have been as big as my palm. But all of us looked at each other like, what the hell just happened? Mother Nature just showed us what? It was amazing. But I will remember that as one of the most funnest experiences that I've had with my father, just because of the awe. And it's also the awe of this man. Thank you guys so much for coming out and enjoying this festivities with us. And I hope to see you guys as long as you possibly think that this is your life. And I hope to grace you on the Dawn Cup. Thank you guys, once again.
Don, is this still here? Yeah. You are a legend. I don't think you'd have to search high and low to find anyone who'd worked 46 years for a single company. We just want you to know that you're always Kilroy. You are Kilroy. And as soon as we get a route opened, we'll be calling you. Okay, call if you need. That's always what Don says. So let's give this gentleman one more loving round of applause. And thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Everybody drive home safely. Don will be accepting kisses. Hugs and kisses. Okay, if you'd please clear up your tables. They said we can all wash the dishes a little bit later.